Hey guys, how you doing? This is Renan with Piece of Pie Learning, and today we're going to learn about quadratic functions. So as you can see right here on the left, a quadratic function is a nonlinear equation whose graph we call a parabola. So nonlinear just means it's not a straight line, right? As you can see here, it curves. It looks like a U. So the standard form of a quadratic function is this thing, right? F of x equals ax squared plus bx plus c. You guys are likely familiar with this, and if you're not, you probably just were mad lost in class and it's all good. So just a quick reminder that, and bear with me because this is my first video and I'm trying to get used to this Wacom tablet. So if you don't like f of x, it's all good, you know, everyone has their own choice. You can replace it with y. Yeah, I'm writing in slow motion, getting used to it. So this could be interpreted as y equals ax squared plus bx plus c. So to the right here, I have an example of an actual quadratic, which, by the way, this is the graph of this equation, right? That is the graph. So here we can see that a is 1. Everyone forgets about that, right? There's an imaginary 1 in front of here, guys. B is 8, and C is 7. That is crooked, but it's all good. So the first thing you have to know about a quadratic, the easiest thing to know about a quadratic, is how to find its y-intercept, right? You can just memorize that C, right? C is the y-intercept. Let me loop it around like this. Oh, backwards. Boom. Right? C is the y-intercept. But the actual way to find a y-intercept for any function is to make x equal to 0. So remember, let me add a little line here. Ooh. It's when x equals 0. I'm sure you guys have seen this before. So for this function here, let's make x 0, right? F of 0 is equal to 0 squared plus 8 times 0. Come on, Renan, keep it straight. Plus 7, right? 0 squared is 0, 8 times 0 is 0, and you're left with 7. We can verify that on the graph, right? That is the point 0, 7. Boom. Okay. Oh, by the way, for this exam, or rather for the SAT, you should know or be familiar with both the ordered pair form, right, x comma y, and function notation, f of x equals y. And if you just notice, it's basically the same thing, right? It's in the same order. This is your x coordinate, and this is your y coordinate. Boom. Right, so here, I could write this as, get out the way. I could write this as 0, 7, or f of 0 equals 7. Boom. Next form, factor form. So factor form, as its name indicates, is when you factor your quadratic, right? So I'm going to grab this quadratic, and I'm going to factor it. So y equals, and actually, hold up. Before I do that, remember, the x-intercept is when y is equal to 0. So y-intercept, x is 0. X-intercept, y is 0. Don't forget that. So I'm going to set this thing equal to 0 first, right? So 0 equals x squared plus 8x plus 7. Now I'm going to factor. Boom. Boom, boom. If you don't know how to factor, it's all good. It took me, I still suck at factoring, not really, but it's still all good. You can check out my video on factoring and you'll get better. So once you're done factoring, you set each one equal to 0. I'm going to speed kind of through this. And you get that your x-intercepts are -1 and -7, right? A quick way to do this is to realize that right here, you see how it's minus p and minus q. Whenever there's a formula and there's a negative sign, think of that as the word opposite. So your x-intercepts are going to be the opposite of p and the opposite of q. Right here it's +1. So the opposite of +1 is -1. The opposite of +7 is -7. And we can verify that up here. Boom. Right, that's -1, 0. And boom. That's -7, 0. Again, you should know how to express that in function notation as well, right? F of -1 equals 0. See, it's equal to 0 now. F of -7 equals 0. All right. The final form you have to be familiar with, vertex form. So you guys have probably seen this before, and I'm not going to show you the way you first learn how to find it, which is completing the square. I'm going to show you a quicker way to do it, right? And actually before that, I have to obviously mention that in vertex form, you can see the vertex, right, h and k, as constants. H is the axis of symmetry, by the way, as well. The axis of symmetry cuts the parabola exactly in half, and it crosses through the vertex. The way to find the axis of symmetry, which is going to lead you to the vertex, is using -b over 2a. Hence why you should know how to identify A, B, and C from standard form. Right? So they give this to you on the test. They give you standard form, and then you go, okay, well, I'm going to find the vertex. So you're going to go -b. So b is 8, right? -8 over 2 times a, which is 1. That is so crooked, but it's all good. We simplify and we get -4. And right here we can see that is at -4. So we already have half. We have the x coordinate, right? Half the coordinate. Now, once you have an x coordinate, to find the y coordinate, all you have to do is plug it into the equation, guys. So I'm running out of space here. Let's see what I can do. So we're going to plug in -4, and we got -4 squared plus 8 times -4 plus 7. I'm going to kind of speed through this math, right? That's going to give you 16 minus 32 plus 7, -16 plus 7, -9. Boom. Boom. You got the vertex. And then you can take it to vertex form. Well, let's see if I can do this. Yeah, there you go. By just plugging everything in, right? A, by the way, the A in vertex form is the same as the A in standard form. So it's just 1. We don't need to put anything there. So it's going to be y is equal to 1. We're not going to put it. Times x minus h, the opposite of h. H is -4, so we're going to put plus 4 squared plus k. K is -9. Boom, vertex form. And that's it. Make sure to tune into the following videos, which will go in depth into each one of these, finding the intercepts and finding the vertex. And then I'll have videos that have extra practice problems for you to do with solutions. Peace.